Hi guys, it's just Larry checking in on a Sunday night. Hope everybody's doing great. I know there's no football. I know there's really no reason for living at this point, but we're trying to make the best of it, aren't we? Even though the NFL is done, we got to try to find some other reason for living. Man, I hope you guys are doing awesome. Thanks for all the kind comments about my silly video today where I put up a close-up of my CD collection. Pretty silly, I know, but still fun, right? You know, one guy said, yeah, it looks like the CD collection of a divorced guy. Well, yeah, there's that. Good eye, my friend. Well, we're up to 80,000 prescribers, if you can imagine. It's actually over 80,000 right now. I can't believe it. I'm stunned. Hard to believe, you know, there's something that started such as a joke turned into all this, you know. It's pretty crazy, but thanks for sticking with me all this time. I hope you guys are getting something out of these lessons, you know. I went to a sad funeral yesterday, for dear Michael Rhodes, my dear friend who was a fantastic bass player. I've known the guy for 25 years, and I realized at that funeral that I was one of his newer friends. You know, a lot of people there that he's been playing with since the late 70s and 80s and stuff. And man, if you wanted to be at a who's who of Nashville musicians yesterday, you should have been at that funeral. I mean, it wasn't a joyous occasion to be there, but man, everybody was there. I ran into so many old friends. God, man. I mean, if I started listing them off, it would be a joke because I couldn't even get close to naming them all. But, you know, Brent Mason came, and I haven't seen Brent in a long time. And I always loved him. And we chatted for a little while. And his sweet wife was there, and she came up to me and she said, have we met? I love your videos. I watch your videos all the time. They calm me down. She was very sweet. So hello to the Mason family. But yeah, it was sad, and everybody got up and did a bunch of nice speeches, and it was great to honor the Mick Rhodes, man. Great to honor him. And but you know, we'll all be together soon, jamming up there in that big studio, right? But let's see. Oh, tomorrow I'm starting a crazy week. Going in the studio with Guthrie to continue forth on our little album that we're making. I think we got like 4 or 5 songs done, and we're going to try to finish that this week. We got some badass cats coming to join us, play with us. Should be fun. Pray for Uncle Larry. Pray that the creative writing juices are flowing, so we can give you something worth listening to. You know, working at a new studio I've never been at, so pray for that too. I've had a lot of comments about the new Morgan Wallen album that came out, and I realized that that's not the cup of tea of a lot of you guys out there. You know, that sort of modern pop country thing. But I have to say, I listened to some of it, and I am very proud of that record. I mean, we spent so much time and we worked so hard on that record, and you can hear it. You can hear it on there. It may not be y'all's cup of tea, but man, I got to be honest, man. I'm pretty proud of that record. There's some pretty fresh shit on there, if you know what I'm saying, for the genre, and that has a lot to do with Joey Moy producing it. You know, we really tried to break some new ground, and hopefully we did. But that's Brian Sutton on all those acoustics and me playing all those electrics. And man, there's some good tracks on there. You know, again, maybe not y'all's cup of tea. I know if you're like, especially if you're a lot of Cream fans out there. Speaking of that, man, I got a lot of backlash for saying that I'm not the biggest Cream fan in the world. But hey, man, everybody's got their own taste, right? You know how I like to ask questions on sessions. One of my favorite questions to ask a bunch of musicians is this. I'm known for being the question guy, to get the conversations cooking. And I always say, like, what's an iconic band or artist that everybody in the world seems to love except you? That will really get some conversations going. You know, common answers that you hear after asking a million musicians this. Common answers are The Doors, U2, Bob Dylan, The Grateful Dead. Those are the top 4 common answers that I get from people on that. I dig all those bands. I dig all that stuff. Well, you know, I like U2's real early shit. I'll put it that way. I liked Gloria and all that real early stuff when they were really cutting edge. I like that stuff. But hey, man, they sold a lot more records than I have. So kudos to them. So let's see what else we got. God, I can't even read my own writing. I should have been a doctor. What the fuck does that say? Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, you know what? I wanted to give another shout out to this guy that made these amazing cables for me. I've been meaning to do this. BTPA cables. These cables are badass, and I've been using the shit out of them. And highly recommend that you look into these BTPA cables. All right, these are really cool. The guy was kind enough to send me a bunch of them, and I tried to pay him, and he wouldn't take the money. And I really have been using them and enjoying them, and I want to thank you again for that. Very cool. Let's see. We could look in the VCB. What does that say? Oh, you know, there was a couple comments about. Let me get the old glasses on. I swear to God, guys, I'm going to get new glasses real soon because I can't take it anymore. These cheapo glasses that are falling apart. You'd think that I could do something better than this. There was a couple of people commented on the CD collection. One guy said a couple of comments about David and David. I love that David and David record. Man, me and my ex-wife used to listen to that record. We loved it. And man, every song on that album is good. You guys remember that one, Welcome to the Boomtown and all that shit? As a matter of fact, I commented and I responded to one guy's comment. I actually did a bunch of sessions writing and recording with David Bearwald years ago with Bill Bottrell in my old home studio. You talk about surreal. Man, I don't know whatever happened to those tapes. I wonder if the guy that engineered that shit still has it. Because I would love to hear some of that shit. But that was another lifetime. You know, when I was looking at those passes that were on the, you know, all those laminates and stuff that I have in that room there. God, so many memories came back. Crazy. I remember when I saw the Ann Wilson one, I started thinking about how I might have already mentioned this on the channel, but I have to tell this story again. If I've already said it, please forgive me. But it just makes me laugh and laugh and laugh. I told my son about it the other day, and even he laughed. He's only 10 years old. We were playing. First of all, it amazes me how far-reaching this whole YouTube thing is. I mean, there's people from all over the world watching these videos, and it's just amazing to me. I get videos people send me from these countries I've never even heard of. And it's really cool, man. It's like this great way to sort of tie everybody together in a very sort of organic way. YouTube is the shit. As far as I'm saying, YouTube is the only social media that's worth a shit. I'll just go on far as to say that. You can learn something from YouTube. I'll just put that on a fucking t-shirt. Okay? So, funny story. We were playing a gig in Newfoundland, way up at the edge of the world up there. And we flew on a private plane with Ann Wilson and all the band guys. And, we all were lucky enough to get on a plane to go up there because it would have been a hell of a commercial trip. So there was probably about 10 people on the plane or something like that. And we get there and we're all like cooped up in this little plane. And we land and it's cold and real wintry up there. And the customs guy comes over to the plane and he opens they open the door of the plane and he says, "I need to see all your IDs." So we all fish out our licenses, and hand them all in a big pile to the guy. And he's looking there we're all nervous. You never know what these people are going to do, if they're going to let you in or whatever. And he's looking through the IDs and he goes, "Uncle Larry?" He actually watched the show. None of the guys in the band could even believe it. They were dying. Paul Moak was like, "Oh my God." The power of YouTube, man. If you're out there, Mr. Newfoundland customs agent who watches the homeschooling show, make a comment and I'll pin it and we can all have a laugh, okay? But I got the old bird out today. Remember this one? The old 66 non-reverse Ember Red P90 Destruction Machine. It's a cool guitar. A lot of people thought I sold this because there was one that looked very similar on the website of a very popular music store. But I ain't selling this one. This is a good one. Keeping this one. Look at that checking. Party time checking, I call that. Okay, guys. Hope everybody's good. Wish me luck this week. Oh, also, too, I was going to tell you, me and Ron Bryce, who owns Third and Lindsley, who's basically the guy responsible for putting on the 100th episode show in the recent live concert that we did with Uncle Larry. We filmed all that stuff for the live stream, and the audio admittedly wasn't great. The mix wasn't great. The video was good, but the audio wasn't so great. So Ron was smart enough to record the show on Pro Tools. So I had a buddy of mine who's a pro mixer remix the live recordings, and they sound amazing. So we synced them to the video, and so we're going to offer an hour-long edited digital DVD for sale that you guys can buy, and it's going to have some B-roll footage cut in from the show. We had a couple camera guys going around during the show interviewing people and stuff like that. Should be super fun. I'm going to just pick the best parts of the show and sort of edit, because certain songs were definitely better than others, and try not to bore you too bad. And we're going to put that up for sale and probably make some hard copy DVDs too. And so keep that in mind if you want to get a good look at that show with a better mix. Okay, guys, that's it, and I'll talk to you real soon. Okay, bye-bye.